Hey guys, Alan Watson here at Golf Plus. Just want to tell you about a couple of new drivers that just came into the store. We're going to do a little product testing here. This should be fun. The new Titleist TS series, TS2 and 3, and the new Srixon Z series. This is the Z785, and we've also got a 585 model. So two brand new drivers that just launched. Let's hit them and see what happens. All right, so to try to make this test kind of as apples to apples as we can, we're using the new hazardous smoke shaft, which is one of the 4 stock options in the new Titleist drivers. This one is a 6.0, so that's a stiff flex, low spin, 60 grams, and a 3.5 on the torque. In the Srixon driver, we're using hazardous black. This is handcrafted, so this is the American-made hand-rolled version. 6.0 again, low spin again, 62 grams, so only 2 grams heavier, and 3.2 on the torque. So very close specs from one shaft to the other. All right, so here's the Srixon driver. First couple of swings, here we go. Hit that one pretty good. Also, by the way, the loft of these drivers, this one's set stock at 10.5, the Srixon is. With the Titleist, because it's an adjustable driver, we've got a 9.5 set up 0.75 degrees to 10.25. So again, pretty close on the lofts. Yeah, that one was nice. Let's do another one. Ooh, Daddy's gonna like this one. All right, so guys, just on an initial test, and we're gonna hit some more balls, of course, but on initial test here, you'll notice that the yellow path, one that says driver right here, this is our Titleist, and then the white one, it says fairway, but it's actually a driver, of course. That is going to be the Srixon. Now you'll notice that the path in terms of trajectory is basically the same, and that's shown here in the launch angle. On average, I was 12.9 launch with the Srixon, 13.2 with the Titleist. Ball speed was almost the same, 158.4 on average with the Titleist, 159.6. So Srixon a little bit faster. Could have been that I just got loose, who knows. Backspin was a little lower on the Titleist on average of 2761 versus 3000. Side angle was pretty close again, and the carry was basically dead the same. 266 average carry versus 267, total yards 287 versus 289. So if we reset the drivers, I'm going to customize the drivers more for me in terms of setting the correct lofts and everything to try to get that spin number down. We'll see some even longer distances, but you'll notice up here on the dispersion screen, Srixon went just a touch left of the line. The Titleist driver went just a touch right of the line. I was cutting the Titleist driver just a smidge. So we're going to make a couple of adjustments, and then we're going to do it again and see what changes. Okay guys, so now here's what we're going to do. We're going to adjust each driver to fit my swing a little bit more. So just a little bit of custom here. So for instance, on the Titleist driver, I was spinning it a little too much. So I've lowered the loft a little bit, and I've closed the face angle in to get rid of a little bit of my cut. And we're going to see what kind of difference it makes in terms of distance and accuracy too, of course. Oh. Yeah. Now instead of cutting the ball, I'm actually drawing the ball a little bit by messing with the head. And my average distance has gone up from about 288 on the Titleist driver to a little over 300 yards. So we picked up quite a bit of distance by adjusting this head. Okay guys, so I've adjusted the Srixon driver, just took a little bit of loft out of it, no big deal. And because I was hitting it a little bit straighter than the Titleist right off the start. And it might just be because the torque in the shaft was a little bit tighter. And but we're going to check this one out and see if we can lower the spin and get a little more distance. That felt good. Okay, that one should be long. That's a much better swing there. All right guys, so here's the results once we made a couple of changes to each of the drivers. By lowering the loft and closing the face in a little bit, moving a little bit of my little natural pull cutout, The driver ball speed went up from 158 on average to 160 with the Titleist, and with the Srixon we went up from 159 to 161. So effectively we added 2 miles per hour to both drivers. Now the launch angle stayed about the same, as you'll see. So 13.2 went down to 12.9, 12.9 went down to 12.7. So we're only taking just a tiny little bit off of that. But here's the real key. By setting the club up to maximize the way that I swing, we got the spin rate way down. So we knocked about 700 out of the backspin on the Titleist driver and about 500 out of the Srixon. So what does that do? Well, of course, that's going to add distance. So instead of carrying at 267, 266, we're now 281, 277. And the total distance was a big change, all the way up to 307 with the Titleist and 299 with the Srixon. So that's 12 yards with the Srixon, and that is 18 yards with the Titleist driver. Now, with the proper shaft, you know, probably could get even more distance and definitely could get more consistency in terms of straight flight. But this was just a good way to test just these 2 stock shafts with the hazardous. So we'll try it again with a couple of other shafts, and we'll get back to you on the results of those.